What up? It's day 6 of the journey to pro MMA and pro bodybuilding. It is the nastiest day of them all, and I do not mean that in a good way. Leg day! It's fine. We are going to hit a much higher volume, lower intensity leg day today because my legs do not feel like they have healed much, if at all, since the last leg day. I have a feeling that part of that is just, again, working shifts where I'm constantly standing and walking. And then, of course, rehearsals, which is basically another 4+ hours of almost never sitting and moving around constantly. Which, I mean, I'm not trying to make any excuses. I think it's honestly mainly just because it has been a while since leg day has been a regular part of my routine. It's been a few months. So this will be my 3rd leg day back ever since I started this job. So we are going to do everything we usually do today, but it's just going to be higher volume. I'm going to aim for more sets in the 8 to 12 rep range, but it's not going to be as heavy. Particularly my hamstrings. My hamstrings really feel like they are kind of struggling to recover a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can remedy that by not pushing them quite so hard, but still getting a good pump, still getting a good workout. Got my pre-workout. Oh yeah, my Premier Protein finally came back in, so we are all set there, which is good because, again, like I've said in previous vlogs, that protein intake is most important on leg day because of how big that muscle group is. So we are going to do what we usually do. We're going to start off with seated leg curls and seated leg extensions. Then we are going to go into leg press. Since I have more time today and I don't have to feel rushed, I might also do hack squat. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how I'm feeling. But yeah, then after that, we're going to do seated calf raises, and then we are going to hit abduction and adduction. Yes, rocking the Brand of Sacrifice merch. I don't know if y'all listen to them. Little plug for them. If you're into deathcore, if you're into metal, that right there, great band. Maybe we'll listen to some of that while we're lifting. Let's get it! Start off with some curls. We're gonna start off much lighter. Yeah, see, I still feel the soreness in my hamstrings. Doing higher reps with lighter weight definitely feels better on them. I don't know why my hamstrings are so much weaker than the rest of my legs, but they definitely are. Go up just a little bit. It's nice I can allow myself a little more rest time today. And since it's the mid-afternoon on a school day, gym's practically empty. It's too bad it happened to be on a leg day. Let's run it. I don't know if this shot's gonna look cool or weird. It feels so tight. Gotta get that full stretch at the end. One more. Glad that's over. My quads feel pretty all right, so I'm not gonna start as low with those as I did with hamstrings. My quads have always recovered quicker for some reason. Starting to really feel it in my knees. Gonna need to take my joint pills before I start working out from here on out. Ugh. Sound like I'm 60 years old over here. That whole thing I said yesterday about, or the day before, about not being scared of injury because I'm young and spry. Well, guess that undid that. Man, I hate those. It's really interesting. I find myself struggling with like motivation mid sets of these. Like when I'm getting close to failure on other muscle groups, it feels good. And I'm like, yeah, I want to keep going. I just don't feel that with this. I'm really going to take it easy on this last set. My knees do not feel good right now. It's weird. Like in the front, the very kneecap, like, does not feel good. I don't know what's going on in there, but don't want to injure myself. I'm not going to go as deep either. That's where I'm feeling the pain. Stop in there. Does not feel good. Let me know in the comments what your favorite poses are that show off legs. Like the poses where you feel like legs stand out the most. And stretch the bottom. I'm gonna add another 45. Calves are the one thing that I'm not gonna tone down the intensity today. Just because they don't feel any sort of way. Okay. It's that last rep every time where it's just the whoa. Okay. Loading on one more 45. And that'll be it for calves. What has me wondering about legs is like, at least when you're like naturally big, how much of it comes down to just getting lean so that your leg muscles pop more versus how much you're actually like putting on in mass. Because for me, I feel like I've got natural mass, but it's just not lean. So I don't know. I guess these are questions for when I eventually get a coach. I wonder how much my training's going to change once I get one. All right. Here we go. Come on. Okay. Well, today we're actually getting footage of the abduction and adduction. Since it's less busy, I feel less guilty about attaching the camera to another machine. But I gotta check to see if that's still a scandalous angle or not. I think I might be one of the only guys in this gym who makes use of this machine. Trying to get thick, boy. White knuckle grip at the next ground. Oh. When the breakdown hits, yeah. Let's max out the machine. This can get nasty. It's a nice burn though. Okay. Maxing out the machine. I'm acting like that's impressive. Oh, yeah. I've decided with how my knees are feeling that I'm not going to do leg press like I thought I would. I would like to do more than just one squat variation, like one squat movement, but not today. All right, well, that wraps up day 6, leg day. So glad to finally have my protein back. You know, it's interesting, right? My weakness has always been the diet stuff. When it comes to being active, I mean, there are people way more active than I am, but I've always I lead a fairly active lifestyle. Back when I lived in Colorado, I loved going on hikes, riding my bike, going out playing sports. So I was never just the type to sit around and never want to do anything, but I was always the type to never decline food, eat way more than I needed, just kind of eat whenever I got hungry, period. And so being on this cut has been by far the hardest physical thing I've ever had to do, more so than any physical challenge I've taken on. And today I'm another 1.5 pounds, 1 3/4 pounds down. I'm at the 335 pound mark, which is huge. That's huge for me. And week by week, sometimes it can be a struggle because it's like, you know, some weeks the pounds don't go like as hard, like they don't go down as hard, even though it just feels like I'm just starving myself. And so there's something very validating about like hopping on the scale and being like, this is working. Like, this is actually working. This pain is worth it. The hunger, it's all worth it. And I'm just so excited to see what it's going to be like when I'm finally like 200 pounds. I can't even, man, I'm so excited to see what that's going to be like. Like, y'all don't understand. Growing up, I was always the pudgy kid. Like, I genuinely would never have considered any period of my life as being like fat, except maybe the start of this year I was getting there. But like, I was always pudgy. I was never lean, ever. Never lean. I've never had an era in my life where I could see my abs. I've never had an era in my life where like body weight exercises or running or like what I like to say, just lighter body type movements were easy for me. You know, like last time I remember being able to do a full, like, unsupported, unassisted pull-up was in middle school. I don't know, like, it's been a very long time. Now, I haven't tried it in a very long time. Last time I tried it was months ago, and I managed to get about 80% of the way. So who knows? I might be able to now. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But like, I don't know. It's just, it's exciting to be on this journey because I see people, and that's what leads me into this. I'm going to let myself have a little bit of a soapbox right now. Whenever I meet people who say, oh, it just doesn't work for me. Bullcrap. You just haven't tried it long enough. The number of people who I've met who say, I've tried dieting, I've tried working out, I just can't lose this weight. I just can't do it. You are lying to yourself, you're lying to me, and you're lying to everyone else. And I'm going to be like so transparent here and so honest. The reason why I know that is because I used to say crap like that. I would try dieting for a freaking week. Like, being so for real with you right now. I would, you know, the most I ever did, the most I ever did was there were 1 or 2 eras of my life in like high school where for a month or 2 straight, I actually like ran pretty regularly, like went on runs each evening. But that's as far as it ever went. And I would claim, oh yeah, it just doesn't work for me. I just can't do it. I just can't keep the weight up, blah, blah, blah. It's all a lie. It is all a lie. And this year has proven to me that whole time I was lying. That whole time I was lying, and right now anyone who says the same thing is lying to themselves and to everyone else. And that's not to sound like an attack or like I'm saying these are, you know, if you say this, you're a bad person. I certainly would not say that. If anything, it's, good grief. If anything, it's an encouragement. Because if I can do it, then, I mean, truly, anyone can. Because I started this journey quite pudgy. I mean, in January, I was not fit. I was not fit. I mean, I was 275, 280 pounds, something like that. And just for a, like comparatively to my body weight, where my strength was at, I mean, I know that like compound lifts aren't everything, but it's a pretty good gauge of your strength. In January, I couldn't bench 185. All right. Being like 280 pounds and not being able to bench 185, it's funny. Like, I had always considered myself strong, and people have always considered me strong just because I look big, but like, that sucks. That's dookie. Like, it was so bad. Now, and granted, of course, I know there are people who say, oh yeah, well, it's just because you hadn't learned the form yet. There's part of that that's true, but still, like, couldn't do that. Running was miserable. Most I had done at that point, I did a 5K years prior when I was like 30 or 40 pounds heavier. At the time, I could run maybe a mile, and that was such a struggle. To get from there to where I am now, it didn't even take a full year, but it did take an enormous amount of very real pain. Like, everything, and I'm going to quote a quote that I love, everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of pain. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of discipline. I wanted so badly to look better, to feel better, to be able to move quicker, to be able to have more endurance, to be able to be stronger and lift more weight, to be, you know, to be able to fight, all these things. And a lot of those things are coming true little by little by little, you know, it's gradual. But like that one picture I posted, I have a picture on my Instagram right now where I found a picture of me flexing in a shirt that I still have. And I didn't even realize this was completely unintentional. But recently I took the exact same picture, the exact same pose in the exact same shirt. I forgot that I even had that photo. And I found it again, and I looked, and I was like, the difference in 8 months, 9 months, by the time I took it, maybe 10 months, you know, like less than a year. It's just so cool. It's incredible. If you really devote and get discipline, it does not take that long. A year can change everything for you. And that's part of what I really want to accomplish with this channel. Like I said in the purpose of this channel video, and like I've said in several of the vlogs so far, part of the purpose of this channel is for me to show people that your body has a lot less limits than you think. And that the limits that people try to put on you and that maybe you try to put on yourself are not accurate. Like, they're not things that you actually should be limiting yourself to. And now I finally have some of the practical experience and proof to say that I know that that's true. So now that I've proven that to myself, the more basic of the goals, it's going to be time very, very soon to start putting together the hybrid training program. And I know I have a feeling that some of the people watching it, you may be thinking like, you know, like, it's day 6, we've got like 7 videos out now, and there hasn't been a single moment of MMA training. I thought this was day 6 of the journey to pro bodybuilding and MMA. Valid critique, because I haven't started it yet. A, very close. It's going to start soon. And B, I just didn't want to prolong this. I didn't want to put it off any longer. I wanted to start tracking the journey now. So I'm sorry for anyone who's tuning into this, who's more of an MMA person than a bodybuilding person. I promise it's coming soon. I'm going to be doing a lot of sparring. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be drilling every single day. You know, like I want to set up a bag on my back porch so that I can actually do drills every single day, and I'll make some videos on that too. And that'll be a part of these vlogs then once I start doing drilling, once I do my recovery routine. So these vlogs are going to be fleshed out a whole lot more. But for right now, I just wanted to start talking to y'all, start maybe trying to cultivate a little bit of an audience and just tracking my workouts on video. So I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, this has been day 6, leg day. Yeah. Our final dress rehearsal for Anastasia's tonight. We open tomorrow, and tomorrow's push day. So tomorrow is just going to be dopamine, serotonin. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a good day tomorrow. So very much looking forward to that. Very, very much looking forward. Tomorrow is going to be an excellent day. I'm going to be able to sleep because I don't have an early work schedule. I'm going to be able to go hit push day on my time at a time when the gym's not busy. So excited for that. And then I'm going to get to play a character that I just absolutely love in a show that I absolutely love in front of a big audience. You know, no matter how easy it is to get lost in how much life sucks sometimes, days like these that come around every so often remind you that, like, every era of your life is good in its own way. You're always looking to the next era. I know I am. I'm always looking to the next era and what I'm looking forward to in the next chapter. But I'm realizing more and more I need to stop being so eager to leave the chapter I'm in now. So, not to get too philosophical with you guys, this is, after all, a workout channel, not a philosophy channel. But I'm going to turn it into more of one as time goes on, I'm sure. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you subscribe and continue following the journey. Day 6, leg day, barf. Tomorrow's push day. Haha. Subscribe.